What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to Culture Pop Season 2, Episode 3. I am joined with the man, the creator, the comic book writer himself, Dolan. How are you doing, Dolan?
I am doing all right. We were talking beforehand, before the show started. It's been a week. Like, we both thought tomorrow was Friday. I am exhausted.
Yeah. I was telling Drew, I was like, man, it's Wednesday and it's been a week. And I was like, I got to the end of my workday today and I was like, thank God tomorrow's Friday. And then I just paused and I was like, fuck.
So I guess I'm ready to share real quick about my exhaustion.
All right.
So the Planet Fitness I go to, they just changed out all their machines, brand new treadmills, brand new stairmasters, ellipticals, whatever. So I'm a runner, so I use the treadmills a lot, and they put in new ones, and I'm running on them, and I notice like the speed I usually run at was incredibly slow on these new machines. So I started upping the speed on these new ones. I'm like, oh my God, I've gotten faster. But I think as of today, they recalibrated the new machines. So I start running at that new speed. I'm like, oh shit, I can't keep up. So I had to cut it down. And by the time I finished, I literally sweated out two of me. And I'm like, oh, I think I need to take tomorrow off. Holy crap. I gassed myself. So yeah, I have that going on, which is nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a quote for a t-shirt. By the time I finished, I sweated out two of me. Hashtag that's what she said. Honestly, that's going to be a fitting quote for some of the stuff we discussed tonight. But yeah, got some interesting topics. If some of you might be wondering where Aaron is, Aaron's having a night tonight like I had yesterday, which is why we had to push the show. I had some naughty people at my day job cause me to have to stay at work late. I didn't get home till like 8:40. Those bastards. Yeah. But so Aaron will not be here tonight, so make sure you send him some love on Twitter and just let him know you missed him. And then I'm kind of sad because I mean, clearly you can see it's the smaller picture on this little layout, but we're gonna get into this whole Vince McMahon drama with WWE. But Aaron has Aaron, I know Aaron had a lot of things to say, so we might have to like circle back next week if there's any updates and touch on it. But yeah, we got a pretty brief show tonight, just a couple of topics to cover. Although two of these we might talk a little more in depth about. Just it's wild. It's just too wild. But before we get to the topics, let's run through the comments real quick and see who all we have in the chat. We've got Senor Zax in the house. Oh yeah, look at those hard eyes. That's how Zax looks at me. Yeah. What is that? Is that bread? Is that a Band-Aid? I don't know what that is. Zach, you'll have to let me know what that is. Cajun Corey, good evening, y'all, and fuck Rocksteady. Oh, we'll be talking about that tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, we've got George, Demetropoulos in the house. Hi, Josh, Aaron, and Drew. What's up, brother? How are you?
Hey. George.
We have Fear Monarch. Phew, had me worried. Why? Because we were late. Yeah, I'm a terrible. Look, this is how bad I am. Okay. 2 weeks in a row, Drew sent me pictures for us to show, and both times I've been like, "Oh shit!" Well, last week my stuff was being possessed and doing the cha-cha, and like things are moving without me touching anything, and I was caught up with that and forgot. This week I just forgot, and I was like, "Well, I suck at life. I promise you're my friend, Drew, but take your comic book and shove it." Jeez, oh.
Yeah, I've been told worse, so yeah, that's fine.
Oh man, let's see who else we got. Cannoli Sasquatch in the house. Josh, hey buddy, what's up, Cannoli? How are you? Good to see you here. We've got Roman of the Empire. Ahoy, weirdos! I think Roman, it's been a week, man. I think it was last week that we did the stream and covered 12 Monkeys. It was an excellent stream. You should go check it out. And if you've never watched one of Roman's streams when he covers movies, a lot of times he has Ginger Ninja on the stream doing original art for the movie that we're covering, and he always draws like just some of the most bomb stuff. But yeah, it was a great conversation. A lot of good debates about what really happened or what was going on. So if you've seen that
one
movie,
one of Brad Pitt's best movies ever. He is amazing in that film.
That's my chair. I need an eye that like just moves on its own.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a good film. It's a little odd, but it's good.
It makes you think. It's a good head trippy film. I love it.
It is. I mean, that was one of the debates we had. Was all this planned, or was it not planned, or are they really trying to like help save people, or are they just trying to make sure this Earth destroying event actually happens? So we were split down the middle on that, and I'll say that the side that I was on was a little more bold and being like, "No, you're wrong. Y'all are wrong." We've got Mrs. Sassy Sasquatch. Hey friends, what's up, Sassy? This Friday, so 2 nights from now, I'm gonna be on Sassy's stream for her truly stream. I'm the I guess the male voice of I'm gonna say voice of reason. Or that seems fitting, right? If there's a guy and women, the guy's bringing the voice of reason, correct?
Absolutely. That's what
okay.
men do.
There we go.
Hey, Jack Nicholson said it best. When how do I write women well? I think of a man, then I take away reason and accountability. So,
oh no! Oh man, that's kind of funny. We've got Ivan Sanchez in the house. Hi everyone, what's up, Ivan? How are you doing, brother? Oh yeah, see, there she is. If it was Friday, you'd be hanging out with me. She's probably going to be, busting my balls in a second because that woman comment I just made. But it's okay. I'll take it.
Hey, Jet Nicholson said it first, so you're in the clear.
I was just quoting Jack Nicholson. Just quoting Jack Nicholson.
He won the Oscar for it, so yeah.
We got Vex Electronica. Will you be breaking down that horrendous Green Lantern scene? Okay, so I'm not doing full breakdowns. I'm more so I'm coming to the table with the drama that they had on launch day, but Drew's been following a lot of stuff, so he might have some specific scenes to break down. And of course, when we get to it, if you guys, what was that?
I'm assuming they're talking about the King Shark scene where he becomes a Green Lantern. Spoiler alert. Okay,
probably. I've seen it. But yeah, when we get to that, like if you played the game, especially, I'd love to hear your comments in there because neither Drew or I are gamers, but we're following this because we're comic books people, and it's interesting.
Yeah,
it is,
to say the least.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Who else do we have in the chat tonight? A lot of people giving Roman some love. Oh, you know what, Fear? I'm sorry. He said, "Man, I started drinking just for Aaron." Disaster stream. Look, he'll be back next week. You can drink again. We will encourage the drinking. How about that? Oh, it's a baguette. Okay. See, if Nos had put it, I would have got it right away since Nos calls me a beautiful baguette all the time. We got Mark McGrath coming in with eyeballs. He's looking around, y'all. Be careful.
Whoa.
He might be looking at you. We also... All right, boing. He does say hail, sir. Nice to have you here. We've got Eraserhead in the chat. Hello there. Hello to you. And let's see, Jamin D. What's up, Jamin? Nice to see you here. I think I recognize you from Max's stream. So good to see you. Yes, Jinja Ninja is amazing. I need to find just the pictures that we have of the screen caps we have of just the stuff he's done to kind of just do a appreciation post of Jinja Ninja on Roman streams. We got Shield Wall of Dragons in the house. Oh, nope, it moved on me. Just kidding. There he is. What's up, everyone? What's up, sir? How are you? Good to have you here. And I think that's... Oh, nope. I got to say hello to my brother from another mother. King Furry himself, Abomination AJ. We love you, even if you like furry things.
Nobody's furry.
Yeah. He's not really a furry, guys. He's not really. He's just AJ. We'll put it that way. If you know, you know. If you don't, you should watch some of their Saturday night streams and you'll get it. We got Jana Banana. What's up, boners? What's up, Jana? Nice to see you here. You're always a fun party person to have in the chat. Nadia, hello. What's up? What's up? How are you, dear? I hope you're doing well. Are you gonna be on this Friday? Well, maybe, possibly. We'll see. Could be a party. Yeah, listen, Jana knows what's up. Like the post or she'll come get you. And she's brown, guys. You may not be able to tell by this, but she's like Persian. So she'll come, carpet bomb you or something like that. I don't know. Allegedly. I think that is pretty much everyone in the chat. So again, if I missed you, I'm sorry. You can just call me an asshole in a second. But yeah, I'm gonna pull up Nadia. We talking poop tonight. We are talking poop tonight. Because the main thing we're gonna discuss tonight is the Vince McMahon scandal. Now, I'm gonna assume most of you know who Vince McMahon is, but if you don't know who Vince McMahon is, he was the chairman, CEO, president of WWE. Things kind of changed over the years. He was still on the board even after stepping down from the company, all that jazz. But he had a scandal come out last week with some allegations. And I guess saying last week isn't exactly the proper way of putting it. This is, I guess, started about a year or two ago. But there was a scandal or allegations, I should say, that came out, but there weren't really details. It was just sexual allegations. And he decided to step away from everything at that point. And I feel like he was gone for like a month and then was like, nah, I'm just kidding. And he came back. Well, this is the same person. So we have an individual that was a former employee for WWE, and she had made allegations about sexual harassment, among other things. Nothing public had really come out at that time. They settled outside of court. She was promised $3 million. She got $1 million of it, and then he stopped paying. Well, yeah. Well, when he stopped paying, she just kind of said, "Well, I guess the NDA I signed is
null and void." Uh-oh.
So she just started releasing some lovely little details about what's going on. And not only did she go so far as to say that it was sexual harassment, but she also went as far to say that there was essentially sex trafficking going on because of her scenario. Buddy.
Oh.
So to give you a short intro to who this person is, she lived in the same building as Vince McMahon and was going through some tough times. Her parents had been sick and she was helping take care of them. Then they passed away, and she didn't really have a work history and was trying to get by, and she wasn't doing very well. And the manager of that building knew of her situation and found a way to introduce her to Vince, since Vince was living in like the penthouse there. Thinking that maybe Vince could help get her a job. Well, he did, and it was very clear that I guess other WWE employees had cited it as she was not a proper hire for the position she was hired for. So it's very clear that she was there kind of
like executive vice president or something.
I mean, knowing the way corporate America goes these days, it wouldn't surprise me. She comes into the picture. She's working there. I'm gonna assume it was probably as some type of I don't even want to say assistant role, because then it's like what level of work experience do you need to be an assistant? Like, you really don't. And I will say, look, I've had assistants that work for me. I've seen assistants that work for VPs and the C-level offices. They work incredibly hard. Those people run companies. This is not a diss. But just generally speaking, you don't have to have a lot of work experience to step into like some type of assistant type role. If you're going to be like a personal assistant for a CEO, yeah, you probably need some experience. Anyway, so she steps into this role, and I guess, at some point things get sexual. There's a lot of text messages between the two. And there's a lot of stuff just kind of like, pretty much Vince talking about how she's a possession. She is his to determine, what he will do with, how he will do it, how he will use her, all this stuff. So that kind of starts going on, and they've got
Well,
this.
that makes sense because hey, women are things, so that makes absolute sense.
Of course, possessions. Like, I mean,
Yes,
Sassy, you
they're
and
ornaments.
Jana, y'all belong to, like, Sassy, you're possession of cannoli, right? And Jana, you're a possession of Copa, right? Like, when they say get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich, you say yes, sir, and go make a sandwich, right? You'll have
Yeah,
to let me know in
Captain
the
America
chat.
said that.
Yeah, I mean, right? All right. God, I'm gonna get kicked off their Friday stream before I know it. She says
We're
we
just
are
speaking the
nice
truth.
things. Then Jana comes in with I'm his. Yes. All right, here we go, guys. I'm just gonna get canceled because they're all gonna think we're. She made sandwiches. Yes. Okay. See, there we go. See, and it was probably a damn good sandwich.
Yeah.
But no, things get sexual. It's very clear that they're an item. They're a fling. They're hooking up. He's telling her.
He's still married, right? Or is he divorced?
Oh yeah, no, he's married. Linda, his wife, lives in Florida, so they're like retired in Florida, but he lives in New York.
Okay, I was going to ask where was his penthouse at? Okay, New York.
Oh yeah, New York. It's in New York, because the WWE offices are in New York. So he starts telling her, like send me pictures. So she's sending him some, like ooh naughty pictures, and he's just like openly showing them around to people at the office.
What?
Like
no.
Dude, this is surface level too. This is surface level. So he's showing, like, during live tapings of wrestling events, he's showing them to tech guys, being like, yeah, I'm fucking this, and doing all this stuff. And
my God.
And it's not even like a matter of like, okay, so allegedly he showed them. No, he's bragging about showing her pictures to people in text to her. He's like, yeah, I was showing these to the tech guys, and they were like, oh man, she's just fucking hot. You're lucky. You're this, you're that. And I had to stop and like take a moment to count how many guys were so in awe of you, and there are 12 of them. So he's like putting these details in there.
Wow.
So things keep going. It's very clear that she's there to be used. And one of the accusations that has come out was how she was restrained. And I guess so Vince has a personal like locker room at the office. So if he works out there, he's got his own locker room to go shower and whatever in. But he restrained her in his personal locker room. And it was not only him, but another employee that had their way with her while she was in there. Yep.
Oh God.
And then, just kind of left her there and then went about the day doing work and then came back. So this is where all the weird shit really starts to come into play, right?
That's not the weird shit? Oh God.
Oh no. I mean, like, for normal people, that's fucking weird.
Yes. Weird. It's weird.
For the scope of this story, it's definitely not weird. So it seems like Vince kind of starts using her as a pass around bargaining chip for certain people.
God.
So
God.
There's a guy named John Laurinaitis, and he is kind of like the development guy. So he's the guy that's overseeing like new talent coming in and training them and scouting and all that. But I don't know if there was something going on or what, but Vince pretty much is like, hey, you're going to help John Laurinaitis out. And so you're going to go meet up with him in the mornings at the hotel so he can fuck you, and then he can start his day after that. And it's like that blatant. It is that blatant.
Oh,
so
God.
She does it, right? She does it.
Oh, no.
So that's going on. Here's a fun thing about John Laurinaitis. Are you familiar with the Bella?
No, real quick. How old is this woman? How old is she?
So it hasn't been released. There are some reports that have said that she's in her like 30s to 40s. Some reports have said that she's much younger. The pictures make it look like she's much younger. It looks like she's probably like 20s. So we'll see. At least at the time which this happened, I think 2019 to 2022. I think around in that time
not
frame.
too long ago. Not too long ago.
No, not at all. So that's going on. But are
She
you
was.
familiar?
I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to really grasp it. I wish Aaron was here too. This woman was that desperate for money that she agreed to do all of this. Was he paying her to engage in all these acts?
Um, that's kind of where some questions come in. So, and that's something we'll
Okay.
talk about kind of after we go
Okay.
through some
All
more
right.
of the
Okay. Okay.
accusations that came out.
You can continue with the arts. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say though, just for context, with John Laurinaitis, do you know who the Bella twins are?
Yes. Are they are they chicks? The Bella twins?
Yeah, they
Twins?
were with
Yeah.
they're the twins. They
Oh
were
yeah,
with
they're hot. Oh yeah, they're hot.
WWE
Yeah.
during like the diva phase. One of them dated John Cena for a while. Once
I can't blame her.
oh yeah, right. Well, John Laurinaitis, after they came into the company and started working, John Laurinaitis met their mom, and he's married to their mom.
Wait. Hold on a second. John. Okay. John
So this is
Laurinaitis he's married to the Bella twins' mom.
correct. And he's the one that Vince is
Okay.
like, "Hey, you're gonna go meet this girl who's putting forward these accusations." He's the one that she's meeting up with on like a regular for some morning whoopee before he goes into
Oh
the office.
my god.
Yep. So
Oh my
it gets
god.
better. So
Oh
one of the other things, yeah, one of the other things that came out is that Vince McMahon was, we'll say, having a session with her with another male. So it was a threesome. And the guy that
Okay.
was, the guy that was engaging with Vince and this female was his, gosh, what did they call it? It wasn't his
Son?
trainer, like
Oh.
his like therapist. No, that would be weird. It was like something like physical therapist. I think that's what they're referring to him as a physical therapist. But they were kind of like, both going at her at the same time. And
Oh my god.
we'll say during that session, Vince decided that he needed to take a shit. So he proceeded to defecate on her face and then told her she had to stay there until this other person finished, and he just went and took a shower. It's lovely. Like, did I lose you? Okay, I didn't know
No,
you were gone.
no, it's one of those things where in today's age where I shouldn't be shocked, because one, he's a billionaire. Billionaires pretty much think they can do whatever the fuck they want, kill people, shit on people, whatever, or have an island where they can have their way with underage girls. It shouldn't. This shouldn't be too shocking, honestly, because honestly, I would have expected him to be more discreet about it. Maybe going to an island to do this shit. Literally, no pun intended. But I guess it just shows you that he just figured he's untouchable. He is that confident. He will not be touched. He cannot be knocked off that pedestal.
Yep. Yeah, it's dude, it's crazy. It's chaotic. And yeah. So this is pretty much the sexual abuse side of things, right? So that's where it's coming in. So now you have to ask yourself, well, where's the sex trafficking aspect of this? What's going on? Well, this person wasn't listed by name, but if you're even remotely familiar with contract dealings and individuals coming in at the time that this took place, there was a former UFC champion that they were trying to re-sign to WWE, and part of him getting signed. Yep,
not Brock Lesnar.
All signs are pointing to Brock Lesnar.
Oh God.
Yeah. Part of him getting signed was pretty much that she is to provide him whatever he wants. So if he asks for it,
no. So oh my God.
The first request was that she sent him a video of her peeing. So she did. Yep. Just that's out there. And
it's when I hear stuff like this, honestly, when we send each other, we were in our group text, we send each other headlines or whatever, it's stuff. When I hear stuff like this, I have to ask, where's the fucking meteor? Where is the meteor? We honestly, it's shit. It's stuff like that we deserve the meteor to just knock us all out. This is bullshit. I cannot fucking believe this.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Eventually they get to a point where they're supposed to have, they being not named Brock Lesnar, but quite clearly Brock Lesnar.
Rock Esner. Yeah, Rock Esner.
Esner. So there comes a time where they're supposed to have negotiated a time where they're gonna meet up so he can have his way with her. And I guess there's like a snowstorm or something happened that he couldn't. So Vince decided he was going to prepare her for what Brock is like. And the allegations were saying things along the lines of, you need to be ready for him because he's really rough and he's going to hurt you. And I want him to, he's talking about how he wants him to hurt her. So he has a rough session. Vince has a rough session with this woman that led to bleeding and bruises. So
Jesus Christ,
putting this out there, that happened. According to her, it happened.
Is there actual evidence of this?
So from what I understand, there are pictures of her in the state, but I don't know if there's anything showing that he actually did it. So that's going to be one of those kind of tough situations of, hearsay, did it or didn't happen. There are hospital records of him. She had injuries on her lady bits from a separate time where he was using sex toys on her and it caused her to bleed. And then the crazy part about this is he apparently has multiple dildos that he uses, and he's named them after. I don't know about that. But he has apparently named the dildos after wrestlers.
God.
I'm just okay. Look, this is terrible, and I do not mean to laugh.
Honestly, Max. Guys, I was talking to Max for a second. It's just something I can see talking to Max about this. If I know we're not done talking about this, but if you had said that he was role playing with her and wanted her to be Stephanie, I would not be surprised at this point.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna kind of get into some family stuff in a minute because there are legitimate questions I have about this. I do want to hit just a few more topics of things that happened or that she's alleging happened. And look, the statement that she put out, I think, is like 11 pages. I'm just pulling shit that was I'm just pulling stuff that was from the Wall Street Journal. I didn't even go through that, but there's multiple text messages. I think she submitted 5 pictures of text messages of him sending stuff to her saying things. But if this happened for years and things were going on a daily basis almost, and this is the type of things that were going on, and if he was this brazen in text, there's more texts. But yeah, what I was saying is, I know I laughed and I shouldn't laugh because this is a terrible event. But I can't help just me and my sense of humor when they're like, oh yeah, he was using dildos on her, but he names his dildos after wrestlers. I'm just like, does he have one? He's like, Hulkamania is gonna run wild on you, and he's like going at it. Like, what? Who does this?
Stone Cold's gonna give you the stunner. We're gonna give you the stunner.
I'll tombstone power drive you from the
this one's gonna give you the people's elbow right here. Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
We're getting the right position for the people's elbow.
How crazy! And then, how do you determine which one's which? This is a fat dildo. We're gonna call it Mark Henry. What do you do? How do you come up with this?
I thought it'd be the Big Show, but never mind.
Okay, that's the Big Show. That makes more sense. I don't know.
Oh God!
But to give you an idea, also of how he would just speak to her, one of the text messages is kind of along the lines of him saying, kind of going back to the I own you, what I say you do. But it's talking about how he gets off on the idea of other people, doing their thing with her. And he was like, so he's like Donnie Cates just watching. Apparently. apparently. But in one of the tweets, he's blatantly saying like, one of my fantasies is that you have just guy. I'm not monetized anyway, so I'm not afraid to say this stuff. But he was like, one of my fantasies is that you're just getting fucked by 3 big black guys with big massive cocks, and that each one's in each one of your holes, but the biggest one's down your throat, so it's gagging you. Like, this is the shit that he's sending her.
Man, he's like Donnie. He is like Donnie Cates. Jeez,
he is like crap. Donnie Cates. So this is what's coming out from the allegations. This is just the crazy shit that's happening that you're like, what the fuck is going on? So before we kind of start asking the moral questions of how is this happening, what's going to happen, what's going on, I do want to run through the comments because I'm sure you guys have some crazy shit to say. We have Sassy. Yeah. Sassy asks, was this a diversity hire? I not for what we contextually believe is a diversity hire. It's a little bit outside of that.
She was the chief DEI officer. That's what it was.
Well, raise her head. Not a diversity hire, Sassy. More of a sticking it in her hire. She's she looks like she might have some Hispanic blood or something in her. She's got some features that look like they lean that way.
Maybe Vince had a maid he hated, and he's just taking it out on her.
Yeah. Corey put only work experience she needed was. We should have just added a ... He corrected. Only work experience she needed was under the table work. That's right. Look, we'll pay you under the table. Let's see what else is in here. I saw some good ones. I just got to find them now. I mean, while I'm looking for these, Drew, I mean, have you ever fantasized about, like defecating on someone's head during sex?
Just to pull back the curtain a bit, my fantasies have usually been like the typical guy's fantasies, like the hot chick as the teacher, sexy gym teacher, librarian. That's about as far as I go,
Sexy librarian.
This is just, sexy librarian, sexy teacher. It's like, that does it for me. This is a whole other level of fucked up. You're gonna have some. Yeah, let's bring in Dr. Freud. Let's see what he has to say about this. I think Vince has some issues, several issues after hearing shit like this.
Yeah, he's definitely got some issues. I do have a few comments real quick. So we've got Eraserhead put, apparently Vince's mantra was no means yes, take it all, bitch. That was actually something.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And this is referring to the session with the physical therapist, where that came out. So the threesome, where she apparently said no at one point, and he said no means yes, and take it all, bitch, which is just super degrading. And then Jana, being Jana, has to come in and say no does mean yes, and then she followed up with yes means more. Oh man. This is easily going to be my most downvoted video. I already know. And then when we were talking about, the face defecation, Jana was like, some chicks like that. And then she put degrade me baby. I don't know what it is about my streams and Jana, but I might have to talk to Copa. Copa's her husband, if you don't know. Because I think gay guys make Jana horny. Like, I don't know if I'm giving off some Rico Suave vibes, but she's
everyone's got their thing,
I know
everyone's got their thing. Some women like gay guys, some chicks like to be peed on, and some guys love to take shits on chicks. It's a strange world out there.
Yeah, she did put, it's always Josh's chat for me. He put something in the lemon water. Apparently, I guess, I don't know. Yeah. So Zach had put, I read she was 19 when they met. Like, see, that's sad. Look, I'm gonna take a minute to kind of talk on this because
that's over a 65. Wait a minute, she's 19. He's 75, 78.
Mm-hmm.
He's in his late 70s. That's almost a 60-year age difference between the two.
Yeah.
That's
and here's
insane.
The thing I will say this, and look, this isn't to be like, oh, I don't believe her. I do believe her. I do believe these things happen, and there's some even some of the ways that Vince has responded has made it clear like this happened. He hasn't denied some of these things. He's basically said they are embellished, and he's phrased things in a way of like, we were both consenting adults, and she liked this. So
it wasn't a shit. It was more of a shart. All right, it was not. Let's be honest here.
Like it was. How old is he? 78? Is that what it is? I'm 78. It's hard to hold stuff in.
On both ends. Yeah.
On both ends. Sometimes when I giggle, I pee a little. This is what I want to say. When I was first hearing about this, my mind, and look, I am bold. I'm not afraid to say no. It just runs in my blood. It has been a blessing for me in my day job. It's also been a curse for me in my day job, because I don't care who you are. I will tell you no in a heartbeat. But I also understand there are people that don't have the self-confidence to say that. And especially if you're 19 years old. And we also don't know how quickly this progressed, or how not quickly this progressed from, yeah, I'll help you out, I'll get you in here. Like, did he bring her in and like really kind of have a warm environment and like build her trust and then like start doing this shit? Like, did he really kind of like fuck with her mentally? Or
maybe, look, when people are younger, a lot of the brains are still developing and everything. They're very naive. They can be easily led us like believe things very easily. So I'm sure she was lured in by the power, his charisma, everything else from the guy, and the money.
Yeah, and here's the thing: we haven't talked about this yet. There was an NDA, but it wasn't after everything had finished. It was kind of like in the middle of everything going on that he drafted up the NDA and had her sign it. So it makes me wonder too if she felt trapped at that point. Like this stuff starts happening, it's getting crazy. She's wanting to get out. Now there's an NDA here, which was the $3 million. She's like signing it, like, all this stuff is kind of coming into play. When you're that young and you don't know and you feel trapped and you don't have parents to turn to help guide you, like I can believe how someone can get caught up in this and not feel like they have a way out. And I think it's sad. But there's a part of me that does wonder if she was open to this, because you're also at that age of you're trying to figure things out. You're kind of experimenting, some people anyways, to see what your thing is. Your early 20s are typically when you're kind of discovering yourself without the
developmental phase, as becoming an adult.
You don't have that like life leash of your parents there helping still guide you. You're kind of like really branching out on your own, under your own roof, discovering your limits. She's in this phase of life while all this is going on. So the people that are like, no one would let this happen, she clearly was in for it. I don't know. Look, even if she were kind of more of the sexually open type of people, no judgments. That's not me, but
is this anything beyond the realm of possibility that we've heard involving Harvey Weinstein, or what's his name from Fox News who left? Jeff, or the guy who suicided himself, quote unquote suicided himself.
Oh yeah, yep.
It's not, honestly, I wouldn't be. It's like you said. She was young. When you're young, you experiment. You're figuring things out. You want to see what you like, what you don't like, and you want to look back on it when you're older and say, "Yep, hey, I did that. I tried it. I can." But I'm at a loss for words.
It's definitely
this whole thing is insane.
This whole thing is insane. It is. It absolutely is. I am going to kind of go through a few more comments real quick. Fear Monarch, I'm pretty open-minded, but shit's where I draw the line. Yeah. Look, there's a special video that we are still trying to get Roman of the Empire to watch, and it involves two lovely ladies and a drinking appendage. And I will never forget the first time I saw that, and that was the first time I realized that people had fetishes like that, and I was like, "What the fuck, you people are
Yeah, and what was it? Was it R. Kelly? He had videos of chicks
peeing, right?"
He was peeing on the chicks. He was peeing on
Yeah.
them. It's like for some reason there's a thing with when people with men apparently, because that's all it comes out, if they get that power, it's like, I'm going to defecate on these people.
Maybe it's I don't know. Is it a dominance thing? But
we need a therapist in here to explain this to us. What is it with people who are billionaires peeing and pissing?
I should have reached out to my friend Sarah, because she is that this is her field. This is her field. And she actually has a focus in like sexual deviancy.
It's been perfect for her to be on.
I know. I didn't even think about it. You mentioned, I was like, fuck, I know somebody too. Yeah, no, it's wild. But if it were me, I don't think I would feel dominant if I were peeing on somebody and be like, yo, this is weird.
I'll be honest with you, if a chick asked me, I mean, even if a chick, if I'm banging a chick and she's telling me to choke her a little bit, no, can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't do that. It's not happening. That's where I draw the line. You know, it's like, I'm not doing that, and anything beyond that involving whatever comes out of me that's not, that shouldn't be going out on someone else. Not happening. Never, ever, never, ever.
Crazy. Cajun Corey put, what the fuck? Dude, for real. You know what? Okay.
Aaron is missing out on a great conversation right now.
Dude, I'm so bummed he's not here, because I know there's stuff I'm missing because I didn't pull together notes. I was like, a lot of the stuff I got it. But I'm sure there's stuff that I'm missing that he would remember, but also the comments that I know he would have on this would be like just chef's kiss golden. But I was going to say that the best thing about this is, do you remember, did you watch wrestling when you were younger? Do you remember Jim Cornette?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So he, with the tennis racket. So he's got
Wait, what? Tennis racket?
Yeah, Jim Cornette.
I'm trying to remember Jim Cornette. Give me 1 minute.
He was the manager. He always carried around a tennis racket. He was kind of like goofy, fruity. I don't want to say fruity, but he was goofy. He was always and British Bulldog, and he's got a podcast that he does now on the regular. They do a couple of shows each week, and he posted a whole, because they were ending their podcast and they were in like the last 5 minutes of recording, and then that's when the article came out on this, and the host was like, whoa, I've got to read this to you. So he read the headline, and then they spent like another 40 minutes going through it, but they were reading through it for the first time, like in real time on camera. And it was so funny to listen to their reactions, because he would read stuff and then you would just like, they would laugh. So you got the whole like wrestling dildo thing, the dildos being named as wrestlers, and they would just like bust out laughing. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? But yeah, if you get a chance, go watch that clip, because it's priceless.
God.
Zach said put John Laurinaitis used to wrestle as Johnny Ace, which I knew, but then he put, and his brother is Road Warrior Animal, which I did not know.
Huh.
So
did not know that either.
Yeah, craziness. Fear Monarch put, like, damn, just find a chick that wants that kind of stuff. They're out there. I mean, I started to say, how would you find them? But I'm not even going to ask, because the internet.
Look, if you're in New York, I'm fairly certain there are plenty of escorts who are willing to willing to take whatever money you got to do whatever you want to them.
Oh no! No, I can't. Zach's put, when you gotta go. You gotta go. Jana, have you ever been interrupted mid-poo? Shit sucks. No. And Jana, if you think it's bad now, you have a child. Just give it a few years, and that's going to be the story of your life, getting interrupted while using the bathroom. Fear Monarch put, shit sucks. Spoilers for the next court case, Jana. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. This is just craziness. Someone put or Mark McGrath. Can you smell what Brock is cooking? We
She
sure
probably can.
Jana headed out. Bye, Jana. She's got to edit some videos. But thank you for being here. Fear put, I'd be scared of Brock Lesnar taking a shit, to be honest. Like watching a bear pass a kidney stone. Brock Lesnar
Yeah.
is a very big man, and
He's a monster.
Yeah. I wouldn't be worried about taking a shit. I just worry about him beating the shit out of me. And yes, Brock is married to Sable. But
Interesting.
Look, yeah, okay. So here's the thing: dude fumbled. Now she's divorced.
Okay, so wait a second. So Sable, isn't she like? So she's got to be like 20 years older than him, or like 15. Oh, good for him. She's hot.
Yeah. But I mean, look. Here's the thing. So Eraserhead put, dude fumbled. Now she's divorcing him, I believe. If that's the case, like she had her own scandals going on while at WWE. When she was there was plenty of stuff happening.
Yeah, because there are things that went on at WWE. Like I wasn't sure if it was true or kayfabe, because that was back then. I'm like, wait a minute, is this real or is this not? Because I remember one thing involving Debbie and Stone Cold Steve Austin. I wasn't sure if that was true or not. And but
they were married in real life, but they are separated. They're not together anymore.
Okay.
And Sable was married to Mark Marrow, and then they divorced. And I feel like she dated someone else and then went to Brock Lesnar. But
it's amazing how those quote unquote ring managers just got passed around, to the
yeah. This might potentially be my favorite comment of the night, but Jana put, wait till the CIA hears about this. Yeah, they're listening in and they're like, are these people talking about shitting on people's faces? Yes, they are. Oh my god. Eraserhead put, does the Rey Mysterio dildo have a Lucha Libre mask? You know what? One would assume.
I would not be surprised.
Oh, here's some other dildo names. Dudes Love. We've got The Real American. Is there a vibrating dildo called the Shockmaster? Oh geez. Shockmaster wasn't that like Tugboat or whatever, and then he went to WWE and had that cheesy ass like stormtrooper helmet on and fell through the wall or tripped while busting through the wall. Yeah. Oh man. All right, let's see if there's anything else in here that's worth bringing up. Oh. So George Dimitropoulos put, wait, Donnie's a cuck?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's look. You can find the records, okay?
It's on the record. It's true.
Yeah, Donnie was arrested because his neighbor caught him like standing in his front yard jacking off at like 2 a.m. while his wife was getting slammed by another man. There you go.
Hey, everyone's got their thing.
There you go. Okay, yes. So here we go. So Zach's with this. Okay, this is rough, but he helped Jimmy Snuka cover up a murder of his girlfriend. Yes. And this is one of the questions that's kind of been coming up is, when did this happen? When did he become this way? How long has he been this way? And this is one of the things to kind of cover. There have been allegations about Vince going all the way back to the 80s. And there was a period of time where he had steroid use, and that was
dude, 80s. He looked. I remember during the Raw era, like he was abnormally jacked. I'm like, this does not look real for someone who's in his 60s.
No, there was a period in the 80s where he did some steroid use, and then he stopped because there's a whole, just in general, scandals, steroids in sports and everything. And then in the early 2000s, he or late 90s, early 2000s, he picked it back up again.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's got allegations.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about watching all, because honestly, you remember watching that era, him and Stone Cold going at it every Monday night. It was just the best kayfabe on the planet, and I just loved seeing those two just go at it. It was hysterical. And on the occasion with Vince ripping off his shirt and you see how jacked he was, and it's like that. Okay, that does not look natural any way, shape, or form whatsoever. Period.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. But yeah, the he did the steroid use. He's had allegations going all the way back to the 80s. And this is what's crazy is, we're looking at this situation with this woman, and look, more stuff's going to end up coming out. It's going to come out.
Oh yeah.
But the agreement that he agreed to pay her for the hush money was $3 million. There are other women that got paid substantially more. Now, some of them, I think they got more because they were like the talent, like they were the wrestlers and they were out there and they were doing, like performing. So that's probably why some of them got more. But if
whoa, okay. So I did not know about this. So there's accusations involving actual female wrestlers that were hushed.
Yeah, this was from previous years. This was like had already happened. Hush money, no details came out. There was allegations, and they were paid off to not say anything.
Interesting.
But they were paid substantially more. Now the question is, did they get their full money's worth? And if they didn't, are these people going to start coming forward? So, but my thing is, if she's getting 3 million and this is the shit that happened, like what's the other shit that happened? Like who else was involved with this?
The other story I heard about, like, I'm not sure, maybe you know more about it. I had heard that Stephanie had been with Macho Man, but she was underage. So I don't know.
I have no idea about that. I don't want to go into it. What I will say is, you have to look at this, and especially with people discussing this female and saying she was, the word used was an improper hire. People were clearly aware of what was going on, right? But also, I think it was around the time that all of this started happening was the time that Stephanie was like, I'm done. I'm done with the company. I'm done. So she had stepped away. And then when this female first brought forward accusations of sexual assaults, that's when Vince stepped back. And then they asked Stephanie to come step in because Triple H is there, Hunter's there. So they had her step in to run the company. And then when Vince decided, you know what, actually, I'm not leaving, she left again. But the Triple H and Stephanie were both on record saying that he shouldn't come back to the company, meaning Vince. So she was like, this isn't good. This shouldn't happen. He doesn't need to come back. And Triple H was also like on the table of he shouldn't be coming back. But TKO already owned the company, or were in the process of buying the company. And I think it just kind of went on deaf ears. But
I was getting ready to ask, like, what was because I know Triple H was involved with WWE. I know he was like, I don't know if it was like he was chairman or executive vice president or whatever. I was wondering what his involvement in all this was.
Hey, that's kind of the question. I think the questions that are coming out now is who all's involved and who all knew about it. And I think that's what we're going to see. And there are a lot of wrestlers that are stepping forward now to make comments along the lines of, what they witnessed or whatnot. I think Paul London had come forward and pretty much said he was aware of some of this stuff and was, I guess, direct in saying this shouldn't be happening and this is wrong, which, if you know the Paul London story, he apparently got fired for selling a clothesline off of the side of the ring too well, pretty much, quote unquote. But this makes way more sense of like approaching the boss to be like, yo, this is shitty. You're a piece of shit. And then getting the boot.
No pun intended.
Right. And then you have people like Alondra Blaze, who is Medusa in WCW. So she was the lead female wrestler for WWF in the early 90s. She got asked questions about it. Her response was like, I never had any problems. I didn't do anything. She was like, but I was always Vince's girl in the respect that I didn't do drugs. I didn't cause problems. I showed up to every show. I showed up early. Whatever they wanted me to do, I did in terms of the wrestling. Like if they wanted me to put somebody over, I put them over. I just did whatever. And she was like, I never had any issues with Vince until he just decided to completely dismantle the women's wrestling for WWF, and she's like, then I had an issue. But it's going to be interesting to hear who steps forward and actually starts saying stuff. And you know, I from what I understand, Hunter has made some light, brief comments to kind of acknowledge it and then keep going, but not really address it. So, if you know what some of the wrestlers have said, make sure you put it in the chat. We'll kind of go over it. I got a few more comments I'm gonna hit, and then we'll probably. Someone put Jesus Christ Copa. What did Copa put? So Copa put, I love what, oh God, I can't even read it. I love it when you're with a classy broad and she leans in and sensually whispers, Arabian sandstorm in my mouth. Yeah, we're all degenerates here. So sorry guys. Oh, hey, we got Nosferatu in the house. What's up, Nos? He put, Vince did nothing wrong. We shit on women all the time. He just took it literally. You know, yeah. And yes, to clarify, Zach's put the snooker thing was 1983. Vince showed up with a briefcase full of cash. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. And like his daughter, I think his daughter has actively been trying to like push him getting arrested, if I'm not mistaken. Like when you dig into some of the stuff, there's just like crazy shit that went down.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, I watched that Iron Claw movie, and even in that movie, there's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
It's like I can't begin to imagine all the other territories or what was going on when WWF was merging. Just all the shit behind the scenes. I honestly, I'm kind of scared to know some of the stories that happened.
Well, for real. I mean, like, you know, but you look at some of the stuff now, and it's like, you know, all the years throughout the 90s and the early 2000s where people were like, why is Vince letting Shawn Michaels get away with being such a little dick? You know, kind of makes sense now. I mean, I get he made him money, but it seems like they may have been kind of similar in their heathen ways. Maybe I don't know if Shawn did anything this bad, but Shawn was definitely a little prick backstage. But it's like I'm also looking back at people like Bret Hart, who I feel like has a lot of integrity, and I'm wondering like, okay, are some of these people are they as good as maybe I was hoping they would be? You've got people like The Undertaker, who's supposed to be like this leader of the locker room. Did he know about this? Did he not know about this? Like
Undertaker, I mean, when I was listening to him on Joe Rogan, he was probably one of the few wrestlers I felt like he was being honest about everything, like about everything he had been through. Hulk Hogan, I don't know. I doubt. I bet maybe 50% of that's probably true. But Kurt Angle probably closer to true. But yeah, Bret Hart, he's the one that he's starting to talk more about what's going on. He's starting to talk. I think he needs to talk. He needs to talk a lot more. I think because he seems like one. I feel like he saw a lot more than what some wrestlers were seeing.
Yeah, probably. To answer your question about Macho Man, Eraserhood put the Macho Man rumor has been around for forever. Rumor is she was like 15, 16.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah. You know, I mean, Nosferatu put, dude, you guys are being too sensitive. Cope and I give each other Texas chili dogs as a goof all the time. Oh my God. I am calling it that from now on. We have Flaccid Phoenix in the house. Flaccid put, Vince can shit on me any day. Well, have at it, Flaccid.
Have fun with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, this is I think I'm finally starting to get caught up. We have Mama Pam. I don't know who Mama Pam is, but hi Mama Pam, welcome. You're coming into the most degenerate stream we've ever had. So
yes.
I'm sorry, but welcome. We're talking about a crazy subject tonight. Oh, they're selling $5 feet pics. Link in the bio. Okay. Well, maybe that maybe that warning was not needed. Okay.
Someone tell Tarantino. Someone get Tarantino over here. He'll be interested in that.
Of course.
Or Rex Ryan.
Oh man. Yeah, pretty much caught up with the comments there. So crazy shit. I'm really curious to see the other shoes that start dropping. I'm curious to see what other allegations come out and if there's proof. I mean, look, when you have text messages from Vince, it's kind of hard to disprove these things. Like, sorry, you're saying it's out there, right? But I'm curious to see if anything else comes out. I'm curious to see what other wrestlers step forward, and I kind of want to see what happens to the WWE, because I mean, depending on how widespread this is, like this could be incredibly damning. And I don't know if TKO has come out and made any public comments yet, but that'll be interesting. Since they're all kind of under that umbrella with UFC and everything, like it's going to be interesting. But
yeah, and they just they signed that deal with Netflix. That several billion-dollar deal with Netflix. Like, this is a good time for that.
Oh yeah. So it'll be interesting. But I think the next like month to 2 months, there's gonna be more information coming out that's in as much as I want to say, like, I can't imagine it can be any worse. Like
I said, part of me wants to believe this isn't the tip of the iceberg, but it most likely probably is. And there's probably crazier stories like of shit like this going on for the last 30 years, 40 years of people probably just getting shot, murdered, run over, God knows whatever else. This stuff that just got swept under the rug in certain cities or states or whatever.
Oh yeah. I do want to look at this one comment from Fear Monarch, but he put, I need phone company text logs and not due to have grainy screenshot anymore. And they said, like, give me 30 seconds and I can have Josh sending me a text asking to eat my ass. Okay. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. Not about the actions, but that someone can fake text messages really easily. However, he did not deny this. Like, that's the thing. Like, he blatantly did not deny it. He didn't say these are lies. He didn't say this didn't happen. He said these are exaggerated. What he basically said, they're exaggerated recollections of what took place. And then he also insinuated that they're both consenting adults. And I'm like, this isn't like we just had an affair. Like, this is, you did some crazy shit that some people would look at you and go, dude, you're evil because you're doing this. So, it's going to be an interesting month to 2 months. I'm just going to put it that way. But,
it's gonna be an interesting year, because I part of me is thinking, like, it's not even a couple months. Like, we're gonna be hearing stories throughout probably the rest of the year of this, and Netflix is gonna be like, "What the fuck did we just get ourselves into?"
Yeah. Last couple of comments, then we'll move on. Eraserhead put, Zax, have you seen Sunny recently? Sunny was one of the old managers. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember Sunny back in the day. Oh yeah.
Have you seen her recently?
It's a Sunny. She's like a sundown, not a sunny. She's a sun. Yeah, sunset. Yeah.
Not great. But no. Zach's put, Eraserhead, do you mean inmate number 6969?
Yeah, it's sad when you see that. It's like with where they were, where they're at now. It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna wrap up this topic. If other stuff comes out of this that's more crazy, we might bring it back up. But I found myself listening to these altercations, being like, "What the fuck?" And then when I actually went through and read the article, I was like, "Holy shit, this is so bad."
And what's funny about this? We would not be talking about this right now if he had paid her the other $2 million.
Oh no, not at all. Because she apparently even said, like, because he didn't pay the full amount, that means that the NDA is void.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not that's the case, I don't know. But they're pushing for having a jury oversee this case. So it's not gonna be pleasant, and that's only gonna drag more shit out. So,
yep, the new thing called Discovery. When everything's gonna be coming out about the shit.
Oh my god!
Behind the scenes.
Well, speaking on defecating on people's faces. Oh no! I take it back. I forgot. I thought a different slide was next. Oh shit!
No.
Sorry. In wholesome news, Millie Alcock. Well, okay. Look at the name.
Ooh.
Like, we're We're going down a rabbit hole. Ooh. Pull it together, Josh. Pull it together. You're a professional. So Millie Alcock was cast as Supergirl for James Gunn's DC universe. It's news. People are excited. People don't care. People are mad. It's the standard thing. Look, Don, if you're still in the chat, I really want to hear from you because I know you love this stuff. So she is on House of Dragon. I have not watched it yet because Don would call me a loser, a little bitch, something like that.
No,
Bad taste.
I've never seen. I'm not a George R. R. Martin fan. I'm not a fan of the shows or anything. I've only ever seen one episode of Game of Thrones. That is it. That was the first episode, and I wasn't interested. Wasn't for me.
Fair. Yeah. So she was cast as Supergirl. She will appear in Superman Legacy. From what I understand, it's pretty much just a cameo. It's not an actual role. It's just a cameo piece. But we do know that she's got the Supergirl film that they're working on at some point, which originally was announced as being based off Tom King's Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. And now they're walking it back to be like, well, it's loosely based on that book. But if you guys are familiar with Millie, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think she'll make a good Supergirl? Again, not familiar with her as an actress. She's got a decent look.
I mean, yeah, she's got. I mean, look, she's like you said, she's got a decent look. She's not Melissa Benoist cute. She's not Melissa Benoist hot. I mean, she was great as Supergirl in those first 2 seasons.
Yeah,
after that, it went down. It got weird after that. It wasn't.
Yeah, she wasn't a bad Supergirl. The writing in the script was not the best by any means. But
so like,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, continue. No, so with her, we know it's loose, quote unquote, loosely based on Tom King's Supergirl Rooster Cogburn run that he did, where she was, pissed off, resting bitch face, killing, murdering Supergirl in space. So if that's the case, what they're going for, she's mastered the art of the resting bitch face, and this is the Supergirl that they want. It's like, okay, there you go. You got your resting bitch face murdering Supergirl. You have fun with that. It's not for me. You guys have fun. I will not be watching this. It's not for me.
Don is getting on to me. Flaccid is getting on to me. Watch House of Dragons, Josh. Yes, I'm sorry. He also put, she has a touch of the Downs, so I'm good with it.
Yeah, she does. She has a weird, her face is odd.
I mean, look, I'm going to say this, and I mean, look, I'm from a farm town, okay? So I mean this. She looks like she could have potentially grown up on a farm. That's all I'm saying. So it's a small, tiny country town.
Yeah. A farm where her brother and sister and cousin are all the same person.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a feeling either way. So I'm kind of looking to see what you guys are thinking. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. House of Dragons is good. Okay, I get it. God, even Mark McGrath is getting on to me now. I'm a busy man, guys. Oh,
we got things we do. We're a podcast of learned doctors. So yeah,
learned doctors. Jamin D put, I don't care who they cast. Only thing that boggles my mind is James Gunn couldn't find anyone other than anyone else other than Tom King. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a big scratching moment.
Yeah, part of me wonders if this is more of like I'm sorry for what happened with the whole Ava DuVernay new gods stuff that's supposed to happen, so we'll throw you a bone or what. But yeah, I don't know. Fear Monarch put that picture makes her look like Jeanette McCarty or whatever her name was from iCarly. I didn't watch iCarly. I know who you're talking about because she had that book that's like I'm Glad You're Dead, Mom, or whatever it is, but I don't. Other than that, I really. Yeah. Well, her mom was apparently a terrible person, so it was more so about kind of leaving to the point of being abusive, like emotionally abusive. I think even physically abusive when she was younger. But it was more of a cathartic book about I feel at peace because you're not there to just be lingering over my head. Yeah. So Flaccid said he does like the cast. Okay. So he does like the casting, and he's getting on to me. It's House of the Dragon. Look, I'm an unlearned little punk, so correct me.
Likewise.
Yeah. You know what? Here's the deal. Since I got it wrong, you can have your Vince McMahon way with me. How about that, Flaccid? There we go.
You have fun with that.
Yeah, Drew's like,
I have not agreed to this. That is all Josh.
Well, Flaccid also isn't gay, so but he'll probably end up agreeing to it. Yeah, Zax, come on now. She looks like someone just pooped on her in that pic. She does look a little disappointed. Like,
yes, like I said, it's that resting bitch face. It's just she's mastered the art. It's like every photo I've seen of her. When I heard about this, I'm like, she always looks pissed off, and it's like, yeah, that's what I want to see in a Supergirl. Exactly what I want to see. Fuck no.
Yeah, maybe she can come alive. Maybe, you know, I don't know what her character is supposed to be like on the show on House of the Dragon. I don't know what her character is supposed to be like on there. Again, we'll see. I really don't have much else to say to this. I thought we had the Suicide Squad commentary coming up, and I had this in between because apparently I'm an idiot. But we'll leave this here. Let us know what you think. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. All right, so this is from Rocksteady. It's the new game. It's supposed to be connected with the Arkham universe. The Batman Arkham games across the board, all I've heard are positive things about the Batman Arkham games. And
I have played those.
Yeah, those are fun. Those? Yeah.
Yes, those are fun.
I don't think I've ever met anyone. Yeah, I don't think I've ever met anyone that's like, "Yo, those games fucking sucked." Like everyone that I've talked to that's played that, they've enjoyed them. But let me get this comment off. So this I think was announced in 2020 originally. This game at Fandom, and I think it was supposed to come out originally like 2021. It was supposed to come out before now, I believe.
Yes, correct.
There were delays. There was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of just naysay going on about the game, not positive comments. Like, you know, Corey's jumping in. Hold on, he's setting me straight. This game is not all caps canon to the Arkham game.
There's a line of dialogue. There's a scene in here when Harley's talking to Batman. It's like, I may have to disagree with you on that one. It sounds like it is.
It's my understanding it's in the same universe, but it's also my understanding that yeah. So I think they're also potentially in an alternate universe killing people. We'll see. Anyways, there was already negative commentary going on with this game before it came out. It came out, and there was like a release date for everyone, and then there's like an earlier release date. If you got like the deluxe package, you could play the game early. So that date landed, and people paid like $100 for this to be able to play early, pretty much. And then the day that all these deluxe people were supposed to be able to play, they couldn't play. There were issues with the game. Some people started playing and they couldn't even get past like the first little exercise, and the game was crapping out on them. Some people were getting in there, and then their characters were like leveling up super fast, and then they were getting booted because being accused of having glitches or like cheats to boost up their characters. All sorts of shit was going on that first day. And then it was like the West Coast got up and they went to go play this game, and they couldn't even play it at all because they had pulled it from the servers. Like they had just completely shut it down because of all the problems.
Wow.
Like, what is going on? It looks like things have been fixed. People are playing it now, and the feedback's great, right? Isn't that what you're hearing? Aren't you hearing that it's such a fun game, and that the characters are spot on, and like people are loving it? It's 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 is the new Tetris or Super Mario. It's the bee's knees. It's the game that every kid is playing. It's gonna be the next hula hoop.
It's the next hula hoop.
Actually, no, it's the exact opposite. Actually, there's a lot of longtime Arkham series fans who are incredibly pissed off about this, and there are Green Lantern fans pissed off about this because the game developers don't understand about how willpower works. And where do we want to start with this, Josh? Where do we want to start?
Well, I mean, let's go ahead and start with the picture that was in our group chat text, and we'll start there with all heroes are welcome. Did you see that picture?
I saw that. I sent it to you guys. I saw that.
Oh, you were the one that sent it. Okay, I can't remember who sent it.
Yeah,
I just rolled my eyes. It's like, fuck my life.
Yeah, me too.
So there's a part in the game where the characters are walking around, and behind them, it looks like they're potentially in like a subway tunnel or something. I really don't know.
Or maybe Belle Reeve. Who knows?
Possibly. But there's a banner that's above them and behind them. Then it's the gay flag with the trans triangle colors and all that jazz that says all heroes are welcome. So clearly more of this whole pandering to this whole group of people. And look, it may not be a big deal, but it's also just the blatant, like, we're trying so hard to make sure these people know they can play this game. And look, I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm a gay man. When I was younger, I played Mortal Kombat. I played Street Fighter. I didn't feel unwelcome playing those games. Like I felt like I could play those games, So I don't feel like I need a banner.
You're a hero.
Yeah, I know,
but now.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You know what? I take it back. This is our game, and you turd nuggets you can't play it now. I mean, it says all people are welcome, but the banner's clearly the gay flag. So all you breeders and straighties out there, the dudes that are cis dudes and you ladies with your bonus holes, you can't play. Sorry. I don't make the rules. Sorry. No, that was the first sign of, oh dear God. But then you got character stuff. So let's start off with the King Shark Green Lantern, and I'll let you kind of discuss this a little bit.
So so there's a scene in here where King Shark possesses the Green Lantern ring, and somehow this brainless idiot is able to control the Green Lantern ring and is able to make constructs out of it, able to make huge sharks out of it. It's like huge monsters. It's like, no, they don't understand how the ring of willpower works, and how it chooses those who show the most bravery, the best willpower, the best of the best on their planet. It's like, no, that's not how this works. Sorry, Rocksteady, that's not how it works. No.
Yeah, it was weird. It didn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. The game developers did not read comics. It's clear. They just looked at these surface level shit for these characters. Yep. If what I understand too, Captain Boomerang, he doesn't even use fucking boomerangs. He's carrying around a fucking gun the entire game. Like, why else do you call him Captain Boomerang if he's carrying around a fucking shotgun?
So he has a boomerang, but he uses the guns as his weapons. His boomerang has some type of speed force contraption so that when he throws it, it's almost like he teleports. He catches up to it. And that's how you travel quickly with boomerang.
Jesus Christ.
Also, Harley gets around quickly because she's got like a grapple gun.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, she gets around. She gets around quickly. She would probably like Vince McMahon. I bet Harley and Vince McMahon would be quite the dynamic duo. Also,
she was probably his therapist.
Oh, probably. But she gets around with a grapple gun, but she looks like Spider-Man because she's just like shooting it and swinging. It's really weird shit.
Doesn't make sense. That is not the character.
Yeah, no. There's a specific scene that I did see that I hated from this, and I don't know if you want to reference another scene before this, but the Batman scene.
Oh my God. This scene. Okay, so this is the one that I am pissed off about the most. So, like I said, I did enjoy the Arkham games, you know, especially Arkham City, and I have to understand now. Like I'm approaching 40, and there were people younger than us, younger than me, significantly younger, who like that Arkham Batman, like that was the Batman they grew up with. That was like their Batman.
Yeah.
For me, that was just another Batman. You know, my Batman growing up, that was like Michael Keaton, the Neil Adams Batman, Frank Miller Batman. That was my Batman.
Yep.
This one, the Arkham Batman. So a lot of the 20-year-olds now playing who grew up with that game, now playing this, and they see their Batman killed. That's fucking bullshit. You're gonna be pissed. And the way he's killed in this, just with Harley Quinn is point blank shooting him in the head. Bullshit. If I were an Arkham fan, and this is how they killed my Batman, I'd be pissed. I'd be writing them letters, emails, sending them hate mail. Like, this is shit. Fix this. This is not right.
Yeah, I saw the clip. I don't think I've seen a positive comment surrounding that clip. Oh shit, I almost knocked all my pictures off. Whoops. I don't think I've seen any positive commentary surrounding that clip in the game. Because it's just like, it was almost like they were trying to be so edgy and so like, oh, you're not gonna believe this, but it just comes off as just shitty, you know.
Edgelord shit. That's what I call it.
Yeah, you know, look. The theme of tonight is shitting on things, defecating on people's faces. You know, Vince is going to defecate on some chick's face that works for him, and Rocksteady's apparently going to defecate on our faces because this
especially the Batman Arkham fans. Yeah,
especially the Batman Arkham fans. Yeah, this is not great. Just a few comments real quick. Corey jumped in and said it's supposed to be a continuation of the Arkham games. I just don't accept it, is what he meant by his, which fair. You know, I've learned to make headcanon a real thing, and I don't think I would want this part of my headcanon either.
Nope, neither would I.
He also added, oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, neither would I.
Oh, yeah, no. He also added leaks were released a few weeks ago and they said they were not real, but turns out they were real. I do remember those leaks coming out because even like the same time they got hacked, and Rocksteady I think got hacked, and that's how the leaks came out. And I think it was kind of like a cyber ransom type deal of like, we hacked you, we have your info, give us money or we're going to release it. And they didn't get the money, so they released it. And then Rocksteady was like, yeah, this is fake. And then they released like actual screen captures and footage of stuff. And then it was like, oh, okay, well, that's real. And that kind of bubbled up a little bit. But I think so many people were already like, yeah, this game's probably going to be shit as it is. That's just kind of, you know, confirms that fate. And then it comes out and, you know, clearly people are not impressed. Jamin D put, so this is supposed to be a live service looter shooter, and I heard the original creators from the Rocksteady had already left back in 2022. I think so. I'm not sure how much their input was in on this one. I'm sure it's like most things are these days, where it's just a hodgepodge of they're trying to get shit done. They don't really care, and they just have a goal of getting something out, but don't really care on quality.
Which is a shame, because it shows like you have developers here, which I mean, I don't make video games, but I understand at the same time it takes a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hours. But at the same time, when you do that, show some fucking respect for the characters. These are characters who've been around for several decades, and this is the shit you put them through. You have them do, and let alone to Batman, and it's unbelievable. It's inconceivable. Inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
And another occasion where I'm at a loss for words. Just people who have no respect for the source material.
Not at all. We're gonna kind of turn to a different game for this comment, but Nosferatu put, I'm making a Sims household where Zach's flaccid, Josh and I all bang each other, and we have adopted black babies. You know,
fascinating.
Very inclusive of you. I'm glad we are adopting little black children.
Very diverse.
That's right. We are the world. As
we are the children.
Right. That was the Michael Jackson in Everyone song, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You raise your head, but give me that pudding, Vince. Harley Quinn, probably. I can see it. I can see it.
Oh.
It's probably more accurate depiction of what Harley is in this game. Nosferatu also put the Batman Beyond game slap too. Was there a Batman Beyond game? Did I miss that?
There was. That's news to me.
Huh. I never know when Nos is like just messing with me or if he's actually being real, and I don't know if there was an actual.
Yeah, I haven't heard or seen anything about it.
Yep. Let's see. FYI, Deadshot was white in Arkham City and Arkham. Oh yeah, Arkham Origins. Now he's black because of the Deadshot. Yep. Oh wait, is that like actual narrative in the game? The white Deadshot wasn't the real Deadshot, or is this you just saying it because we had to have black Deadshot because of Will Smith?
I wouldn't be surprised if they changed it. Like, oh yeah, the white guy, he wasn't the real one. It's like, yes, show me the black guy named Floyd Lawden. Yes.
You know what's interesting is like every time I read Deadshot in the comics, I was always like, I can believe that this guy's kind of racist. And then they cast a black guy to play him, and I'm like, this just doesn't seem right. Oh, that is Rocksteady's excuse for the race swap. Jesus, come on. Okay.
No respect for the source material. Another example. Just another one.
Yeah. I don't know. Like this game seems like it's a shit show. I will probably never play it.
Yeah, I'm definitely never playing it now after this shit show.
I mean, even the people that are coming in trying to give like just honest, balanced reviews are coming in kind of being like, this is the game. The landscape, the city looks really nice. Metropolis looks awesome. The visuals are solid. This game sucks. And they'll give the breakdown. It's like nothing changes. You're just shooting at these blob creatures, and that, there's different types of blob creatures, but pretty much all you're doing is just shooting at blob creatures. And then they're saying it's not that difficult. There's really not much of a story. Only one of these characters, they didn't say which, has any bit of a story. They're saying that the boss battles aren't hard. Like they're just kind of like, it's just meh. And that the side quests and stuff that are involved are just bland. It just seems like it's boring. So on top of being a bad depiction of comic book characters, it seems like it's a boring game. And apparently the introduction to the tutorial aspect is like an hour long. So it's one of those things. Like, who wants to get in a game and then have this hour-long tutorial to figure out how to have fun in a game?
That's on top of waiting for the game to download to your system, which is probably an hour or so. It's like, no thanks. No.
Yeah.
Time is precious, and I'm not wasting my time doing that shit. Nope. And I completely understand. The video games are very popular. I completely understand. People love to play them. Good escapism. Kill people, shoot people, whatever. However, I cannot sit still that long to play video games. I can't do it. I'm always fucking working. I'm always writing. I'm always on YouTube if I'm not on writing or my big boy job. It's like I'm at the gym. I'm always constantly busy. It's like I hope there comes a point where people move beyond these shit games and just stop buying them. That's what I'm ultimately getting at.
Yep, I agree. We got a few comments here. So Jamin D put 2 in a row, Gotham Knights, and now this. Yep.
Ooh,
I mean, I can't say anything else. Dude, I'd actually forgotten Gotham Knights. Like, I'd forgotten about it. That's how little impact it had. Like, I was like, did that even come? Oh, it did come out. That's right. It did come out. Man, that sucks. Like, Shield Wall, welcome back, brother. He put Sweet Baby Inc. had their dick beaters all over this game. F those guys. It doesn't surprise me. Cage and Corey, I read the story. The live service and DLC is more than likely killing Brainiac in the multiverse because there's 13 of him across different Earths.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So Corey, correct me. when they're killing the Justice League, are they on a different Earth for that, or is this Brainiac that they're fighting just from a different Earth? Because I've seen the video footage of like at the end after they spoilers. I don't know if you guys care, but at the end of the main gameplay, they defeat Brainiac. They've got him in this little like cube sphere, I guess, to bring him back. And yeah, I saw that portion where they're mentioning it, but they come through. I didn't know if they just teleported to a different space on Earth or if they teleported from one Earth to this Earth. I'm kind of curious to see what that story is. But George in Metropolis, it's also like 10 hours long for 7. Yes. Okay, so that was the other thing I wanted to bring up is I'm seeing people on YouTube that have already beat the game. Like they're done. And I'm like, dude, you spent $100 on that? Like, how the hell? You know, like I'm not a big gamer. I look, my level of gaming these days is I have a Nintendo Switch. I will play some Pokemon games every now and then. That's about it, and it's rare.
You know what I have? It's like my level of gaming. What I have Tetris on my phone. If I am so bored, I've got nothing going on. I don't have a notepad or anything. I've got no ideas. I'm going to play Tetris for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and that is it. That's the extent of I go. But yeah, I will say the one video game that's come out recently that I would love to play, but it will only be for like an hour. Would be the new RoboCop game, because I just want to shoot I just want to shoot guys in the dick all damn day. You know, like he was doing in the movie. It's like after an hour, I'd be like, well, I'm spent. Okay, that was fun while it lasted.
It was fun while it lasted. She'll will also put the entire purpose of this game was to destroy the classic hero characters. That's it. Completely agree.
Sounds like a very postmodern take. How about that?
For sure. I got to say hello to Adam Frey. He jumped in the chat. He goes, I'm late. Sorry. That's all fine, brother. He goes, where's Perch? Possibly at home, pretending to be Harley Quinn, shooting Batman. Yeah, who knows?
Hi, this is Perch. I'm Perch. Hey, how's it going?
Listen, Adam, since you're coming in late, I'm just going to preface this with you have to watch the playback when you get a chance. This has been a chaotic stream. We've talked about things like tying people up in a corporate office, shitting on people's faces, prostituting, employees out to other employees. Drew is apparently shooting people in the dick. Like it's an eventful stream. So you got to go back and rewatch it.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Just like Aaron. Aaron's missing out too.
Aaron's missing out, man. I'm sad he had a shitty day because God, he would have made that like even better than what it already was. Because that first like hour and 20 minutes was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
Cajun Corey, but it's Earth 1 and that Brainiac is for the Earth. It's for that Earth, and there's 12 more. Okay, so is Earth 1 in this universe? Is that supposed to be the Arkham universe? Is that all? I guess what I'm trying to figure out is did they leave the Arkham universe to go to a different universe and then come back to this universe with that Brainiac, and then there's like 12 more? We'll see. I don't know. Shitwall, if you see a product that Sweet Baby Inc. had anything to do with Skip It, they destroy everything they touch. Good to know. Again, not the biggest gamer, so not super familiar with them.
So it's like the new LJN, because I remember back in the day, like LGN was like that video game company that like turned everything to shit.
Probably.
Yeah, so it's the new LJN. Got it.
Oh, yeah. Adam Frey, something for my long drive into the city tomorrow. Yay. Just get ready. We talked about some super crazy shit. So
yeah. Both hands on the steering wheel. Be careful.
So Cajun Corey put they did go to Earth 2, but no Arkham versus Earth 1, and that Brainiac didn't come from another Earth. Okay. So they killed the Justice League in the main Earth, in their Earth.
Wow.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Wow.
Wow. I hate this.
Me too.
Adam Frey put, didn't LJN do that Silver Surfer game that was impossible to play, but the soundtrack kicked ass?
Yes, that game is impossible to beat. There's a segment in it where, like, I forget which level it is. I'm not sure if it's the Fire Lord stage, but like it's a 100% kill zone. Like there is legit like no way you can get out of this. It's like there's things being shot at you from every single direction, and you're on your board. You got your little booster shooter underneath the board. It's like you can't escape this. There's no way. It is a 100% kill zone. It is ridiculous. That game is one of the hardest games ever made.
Yeah, didn't play it, but
Oh, you're missing out.
I'm sure I am. And then Cajun unfortunately confirmed. Yep. They killed the heroes in the Arkhamverse. Yep, bastards. Well,
You can't have nice things.
nope, not at all. We're gonna move on to something that's hopefully not so shitty. And it's a quick focus on comics. But I'm behind in my comics reading. I haven't read last week's books yet, and yes, I know it's Wednesday. New books coming out today, so I'm especially behind. Old news at this point. I get it. Suck it. Go away. Last week, Ghost Machine released a preview comic, and I'm really curious to talk to Drew about this because if there's any hope that someone's going to kind of step forward and kind of give the big two a run for their money to a degree. That's not necessarily Image, even though this kind of is Image. I feel like Ghost Machine is the one thing that can really bring in some substantial sales and numbers and try to deliver on what we're not getting from Marvel and DC. So Drew, I know you read this preview comic. I kind of want to hear your thoughts about it. Do you think there's some hype here? Do you think this is worth getting excited for now that we're seeing some of the extended aspects of this universe? Just kind of give your thoughts overall on what you were able to read from this preview.
Yeah, I think there's some hype to this. There's some stuff to be excited for. Back to the creators real quick. There's like, I think a total of 15 creators involved with Ghost Machine, and 13 of them I know. 2 of them I'm like, I have never heard of you guys before in my life. So 13 out of 15 ain't bad. They're doing great. But some of the, like I said, is a preview book. It is not a full comic book. It's a preview book of different, like roughly 5 to 6 pages of each different project that they're doing, and it's a little sampling. So we got some stuff from Geiger, which is we've known before. It's stuff we've seen before from Geiger. If you've never read Geiger, there's stuff in there from the Redcoat, which we've gotten before, but hey, it's another refresher on Redcoat. Stuff from the series, new series Rook, written by Jeff Johns with Jason Fabok on the art. That's the one where it looks interesting. I mean, the art is really good, but it's a story where it's like society has moved. They're on another planet, but a lot of people have left, but some people were left behind. And your helmet lets you control certain different other animals. Like the Rook can control birds, and the Rook can control wolves. It's something. But and there's one with Peter Tomasi's doing. Peter Tomasi's kind of doing a family friendly line of books, and they're cute. They're okay. But like the one thing I did share with Wes is that when you look at all these different titles, it's variety and diversity is what come to mind. Like, when I say diversity, I mean a diversity of different types of stories you're going to get here.
Gotcha.
So the ones I'm looking forward to the most are, there's one at the very end of the book called Hyde Street. It is it's like their version of the Twilight Zone that they're doing with Jeff Johns and Ivan Reis on the art, and
nice.
It looks amazing. And that and the Redcoat are probably the 2 I'm interested in the most, because the Redcoat, it's kind of playing off the he's an immortal British soldier who just goes, he stays the same age, he dies but comes back and at the same age, and you see him, I guess he's going to be running into and having different relationships with different people throughout history, like Albert Einstein, Annie Oakley, whatever, all through history, which is pretty fun and cool. I like that. And so they're playing it off like he's kind of like a Star-Lord, kind of like how he was played by Chris Pratt. So it's like, okay, I'll definitely go with it. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'll go with that. So yeah, there's a big diversity of books and titles going on here, and we've got a little bit of everything for everyone. So yeah, there's a lot of promise here.
Nice. Yeah, I was hoping for the best. And when they've got some legitimately just like top tier talent in comics these days. Like you mentioned, artist wise, you mentioned Jason Fabok, you mentioned Ivan Reis,
Brian Hitch, Gary Frank.
Yep,
some of the best in the biz right now.
Did Francis Manipal, did he write or did he do art? Or did he do both?
I think he's doing art.
Okay.
Actually, wait a minute. I wish I could remember because I think he's doing one of the family friendly titles with Peter Tomasi. I think he might be doing the art for that with them. I think. Don't quote me exactly on that.
Yeah, he's another solid artist. Like art wise, he's decent, but the way he tends to utilize colors, because he tends to do his own colors, I think is usually what sets him apart. But I don't know if he's gonna keep doing that. So
yeah, it's a very unique style. Like speaking of Francis Manipal, like I've always the first time I experienced his art was like pre New 52. It was when he took over the Flash, and I was always trying to pin it down. Like it's not exactly a manga style. It's not exactly a stereotypical house style. Like I don't know what to classify his art as. It's just unique.
Yeah. No, I would agree. It's unique. Like you can typically tell it's him. Do you remember if he did watercolor? Because a lot of times he'll do like watercolor.
Yeah, I think so. I think it is.
It just kind of it stands out a little bit, but it's not so unique that it's like different. Like it still kind of toes that line of fitting in, but it's got enough of a flair that it just makes it feel a little more unique than the standard. And then like you're looking at this picture right here, like Jason Fabok is just a freaking incredible artist.
Still,
yeah,
never phoning it in.
No, like the dude delivers. And then you have quality writers like Jeff Johns is a pretty solid writer. Pete Tomasi.
He's writing. If you look at his name, he's writing a lot of the books. A lot.
Yeah. So, and I can see it. I know he's kind of been building up on this. They've kind of teased this for a while, and then officially kind of brought it out. But, which is probably the best way to do it. Like build up your line, get it ready, and then release it. So.
Yeah, and because Geiger was the first book that came out. If you guys are late to the party, don't know, aren't aware about this. Yeah, Geiger was the first one that came out. It was like I think 2 years ago it came out.
Yep.
It was unique. It was different. The hero he wasn't really a hero per se. He was just more of a vigilante than anything else in a post-apocalyptic world. I mean, what was cool and creative was like the Vegas characters. The people like who were running things there. That was the cool creative part. But the hero, not so much. But you can really tell now that Jeff is going back and tweaking that and fixing that, trying to make Geiger a hero, more of a hero now. Because a lot of those elements were not there before.
Nice. Roman of the Empire says Redcoat sounds groovy. Yep. I remember seeing. Yeah, I haven't read that yet. I saw some images and it looked pretty good. So I mean, most of these are on my pickup list when they do land because, again, you've got top talent. And look, we're talking about this, but as Drew said, these are like 5 or 6 pages just to kind of like give you a taste of what's to come. It's definitely not going to like hook you in 5 to 6 pages. Like,
yeah, it's a big book. It's a big preview book. It's like I think 40, 50 pages.
Yeah, it was,
it's worth it.
As Max tends to say, that's a thick boy. That boy is thick. 3 C's. It's a pretty substantial book. Like you get a decent offering there of what's to come. So there is a question for you, Drew, real quick before we wrap up for tonight. But Jamin D put, sorry, I have an off-topic question about Conan because I just started reading the Roy Thomas era. But I'm wondering, after Roy Thomas, should I switch to 2023 Titan comic, or is there a good one after Roy Thomas?
Honestly, Roy Thomas, Barry Windsor Smith stuff. That is like the go-to.
Yep.
Roy Thomas, Barry Windsor Smith. That is what you want. Now, after that, yeah, I do suggest getting the Titan books because those are really damn good. And because that's the current stuff right now, right? I think with Jim Zub on Conan, yeah, really damn good. The first 4 issues, oh my god, it is pure 100% Conan. It is what you want. And I forget which publisher it was, but they were doing it was a European public printer, may have been a Blaze. Yeah, I think it was a Blaze. They were doing the original Robert E. Howard stories, but adapting them with different art teams. And so you have some classic stories being adapted, and they're beautiful. They are what it is what you want as a Conan fan, and it puts everything that Marvel did from 2019 on to shame. It just shows you what you can do with Conan.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm loving this current run. If you didn't watch the end of year best and worst that we did for Max's channel, you should go check it out because we all had Conan in our top 10. Three of us may have been right with our placing. Someone, I won't name any names, Max Von Priestley, was a little off base. Like somebody's been, slurping on something. But Conan somewhere where it probably didn't belong. But anyway, that's neither here and there. Roman wants to know, but will we get a return of Ambush Bug? Well, Roman, I'm happy to tell you, Ambush Bug was recently in DC's Fire and Ice. You should go pick it up.
Yep. Yes, he was one of my favorite DC heroes of all time. Ambush Bug.
Go read Fire and Ice by DC Comics, Roman. You won't be disappointed. If you can't tell by the tone of my voice, you won't be disappointed. You'll love it. Yeah, there's like drag queens and a bunch of stupid shit. So
God, that fucking book.
As Samuel L. Jackson said in Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts.
That's it.
Yeah, that's another recommendation.
Just to be the Cimmerian. Yeah, that's what it was. The Cimmerian from the Blaze. Exactly. That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah. Because they called it the Cimmerian because they didn't have the rights to say Conan.
Yep.
On the titles, but it is the original Conan stories by Robert E. Howard adapted with different art teams. They're amazing. I have all the hardcovers here at home.
You heard it here for folks. Drew has the hard covers. That's almost like have you done streams with Joe Corallo, by the way? If you ever mention a book with him, he's like, I've got the omnibus for that right over here. And he like disappears. And he doesn't doesn't live in a big space. So I'm convinced that his bookshelf is like fucking Hermione Granger's book bag from Harry Potter, where she can put an entire fucking city in there or something. Because he just starts busting out omnibuses.
Yeah, there was one show, I forget, it might have been on Thinking on the Aficionados one time, like a couple years ago, where we were like one-upping each other. Oh yeah, I got this one signed by such and such. Oh, you got this? I got this such and such signed by such. You got that? Oh, I got this signed by such.
Wes is probably like, "Fuck you guys, shut up." But yes, Roman, I don't know if your what is about Ambush Bug or if it's about Fire and Ice featuring drag queens. But hey, either reaction is great. Don't get excited. The Ambush Bug stuff is that whole book just alrighty.
It's books like that, the making of. I would love to be a fly on the wall and just to hear the shit that goes on to make a book like that. That's what I want to know.
I look, I don't even know what to say. I mean, the fact that even before it came out, they're like, yeah, so for this book, hold on, I need to speak differently when I do this. Okay, so for like this book, we were thinking Fire and Ice DC universe, but it's really like, what if Schitt's Creek was in the DC universe? Oh my god, Slay Queen. Yes. That's the book. Like, there you go. That's it. Except imagine if you look, I love Schitt's Creek. I love that TV show. I think it's fucking hilarious. I think it's a great show. I don't want that in my DC universe. And this isn't a competently written book. And I think the show is competently written. This book is written by a bunch of retards. So.
Yeah, and that's putting it nicely.
Yeah. There we go. Just a few comments before we wrap up. Fear Monarch, I heard rumors you've been talking with Joe recently, Josh. I have been talking with Joe recently, and we do have videos planned, and we do have books we're reading to cover for these videos. And these videos are tied to a little something else that I've teased recently. that has some people. I think I mentioned Shield Wall might be involved. I think that's who I mentioned last week. I'll add this week that I think Nadia might be involved. Putting that out there. There's some more people. I think Drew might be involved.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're saving that announcement because those videos aren't what I'm teasing with Drew, Shield, Nadia, a few other people, and the stuff I'm working on with Joe. It's not gonna land until March, but it's coming. We have recording dates set. Like, just know that it's out there. But yeah, good stuff. There's some good stuff coming along. And then on top of that, we have Cherry Pop coming with Max, and probably other Cherry Pop stuff that look, there's a ton of shit that a ton of people haven't seen. So the possibilities are endless. But yeah. All right. This is, man, what a night. I might rewatch the first hour and 20 minutes back again because that shit was crazy. We'll wrap things up. Drew, if people want to find you, where can they find you? And if you have anything going on, what's going on for you this week?
So you can find me at Facebook. Type in Dolan Waddick. I'll come up, and I'll be the only one. You'll see my the avatar of the Recluse from Unholy Nightmare. I'm on Instagram as Dolan_Waddick. You'll only see me posting about Unholy Nightmare. That's it, or any of the projects I'm working on or writing with Marat Michaels. And yeah, I like to keep it simple. And if you have a little extra cheddar you want to spend, check out. I sent it to you in the private chat, Josh. It's the link to the pre-order store for Unholy Nightmare #1. So if you weren't able to join in on the original campaign back in October, that's perfectly fine. We've got the pre-order store open right now, so anyone can go to the store link and have add some stuff to your shopping cart, and you can back our project. And I guarantee you're going to be blown away by Unholy Nightmare when it's finished. It's not hyperbole. I mean, everyone I'm showing the covers to, the art, the interior pages to, people are loving it, and that is a great sign. This is my first and Aurelio's first self-published comic, and we're having a blast. And I'm already working on issue 5 right now. We just finished the synopsis for issue 5, so we're working on that this weekend. I really hope you guys do check this out. You will not be disappointed.
So I want to make 2 comments. I'm not going to give anything away, I promise. But one is I get to hear frequent updates from Drew. I get to see page updates frequently from Drew. I'm excited as I've ever been. But I also know Aurelio has been coming forward being like, I'm having so much fun with this. I love the work we're doing. I hope we can continue working forever. When you have relationships like this in comics and you have such a synergy between a writer and an artist, it's rare. And when you can get something that's this good, where these guys kind of groove like they are, you tend to feel it while you're reading it. And it just inspires them to do and deliver their best work. So that's point number 1. Just, if you haven't backed it, I put the link in the chat. Go check it out. Point number 2, I know what happens in issue 5. I know where this story is going. And when I got these details, I was like, oh, okay. So we're just going balls to the wall by issue 5. That's okay. That's fine. So that's the tease. I'm not going to say where they're going. You got to, support the book.
It lives up to the title. It lives up to the title, Unholy Nightmare.
Boy, does it ever. Look, I would have thought, if you told me this is where the book was going, I'd be like, okay, so like, quote unquote, we'll use like season, which I know pisses people off, but I could see this for like season 3 of Unholy Nightmare. Let's do our season 1 arc. Let's do our season 2 arc. Season 3 will go. Nope. Issue 5. Like, hold on, buckle up, bitches. We're going there. So yeah, no, I can't wait to get my hands on it. I can't wait to hear more updates, and I'm super stoked and excited for you. So
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah, and like you said, we were talking about Aurelio, the synergy. I've never met him. I have never met face to face with Aurelio. We've done some live streams together face to face, but we've only chatted through Facebook Messenger, and we have the best relationship through this. It's insane. It's like how And because you just mentioned it earlier too, like how there are a lot of creative teams who do not get along whatsoever, don't communicate with each other whatsoever. Aurelio and I talk every day about horror movies, everything. Just we love talking about horror, period. And we love talking about our favorite splatter films. And it's like it's a brother I never had, and it's an awesome relationship.
Nice, yeah, yeah. Because I think the first time y'all actually like were on a stream together was my stream, right? Was that the first time y'all had actually spoken outside of text and email too? Because
absolutely.
Yeah. But you wouldn't have known. Like you guys kind of just you've got a rhythm. And again, it's rare. Not even in comics industry, in television, in film. That stuff is rare. So wishing you the best of luck. I'm excited. You know, I'm gonna push the book. I'm gonna be a shitty friend and forget to upload pictures to show up my streams, but I'm gonna push the book. So yeah, super excited for you. One last comment before I get into where you can find me. But Jamin D, Josh, will you ever do a post-crisis era video like you did with pre-crisis? So yes. In addition to what I'm working with Joe on, that's kind of secret. Joe and Breen and I have plans for a series called Spinner Rack, where we're going to look at specific issues. We're going to look at different time periods. We're going to do more character features. So that is also coming in the pipeline. What I will say is Joe is actually pretty darn busy right now. So he's had like a freakishly outstanding start to the year. I can't give details, but he's got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. And I don't mean YouTube videos. I mean legitimate work in the pipeline.
Yes. I was texting him the other day, and it's like I told him, he's asking me how the projects I'm working on. He was telling me all the stuff he's got going on. I'm like, holy shit, man! I thought I was busy. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, like Joe has been hustling for the past year of really kind of like trying to get things in the work and make them happen. And I think a lot of them kind of fell into recently. And look, speaketh his name, and he shall appear. However, I have all the time in the world. So yes, Breen, I've meant to message you after last week because I saw your comment after we finished streaming. We were like, wait, did I get fired? No. Our plans are still to do Spinner Rack. I was partnering with Joe on something that I originally wanted to launch last year, and my original team that I was trying to pull together for this duo set of videos kind of fell apart. So now I'm trying to re-get it back together. But I've got the team. That I will hint that the team is assembled. That was my wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I try not to make it obvious. But yeah, so again, I think we have some fun stuff coming in the pipeline, and then we'll always keep Culture Popped, which will be more of a like let your hair down. We're going to be a little bit of a degenerate, kind of talk about whatever.
That's clear in the first hour,
right? But not necessarily focus on discussing the products. These other videos we're really going to focus on the products. Break it down, what works, what doesn't work, what would we do differently. How do they impact the industry? Those are the conversations we'll have in those other videos. Yeah, he would have been here sooner, but no worries, don't worry. Like the first hour and 20 minutes is the whole like Vince McMahon shitting on people's faces. So you just go in at your own risk. Wear a safety helmet. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up for tonight. I look. Every week I'm like, guys, we're gonna try to keep this one brief. Like we're gonna be done by like 9:30. And poor Drew, who's on the East Coast, for him it's an hour later than it is for me. And I always keep him up way too late, and I never keep my promise of keeping things brief. And we always not only run over the hour and a half mark, but run over the 2 hour mark. So we're gonna wrap things up for tonight. If you want to find me, you can find me at Joshua L. McDonald on Twitter or at ByPopped on Twitter. Of course, we're here every Tuesday. Keep an eye out for announcements. We'll keep announcing more things. And yeah, make sure you like the stream. Please share the video. If you've got friends that you think might like this, share it with them. Because one of the other things I'm going to try to do leading into the summer is a lot of platform videos, just kind of getting independent work out there, doing interviews with independent creators, and kind of building that aspect of the site as well. So thank you for coming. I appreciate you guys. The chat was awesome tonight. I hope you had fun. I had fun. I'm losing my voice if you can't tell. So it was a good night. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys on the flip side. So until then, don't do drugs and don't get anyone pregnant, I guess.